practical applications or street applications and tactics using the actions of Seisan Tactics. Hi, Evan Pantazzi. We're going to be taking another conversation with Master Chip Quimby of Peabody. He studies the Weiqi system. We're going to be doing another course together, and the course is involving practical applications or street applications and tactics using the actions of Seisan Kata. Now, this is the Weiqi version of Seisan. However, we're not going to be teaching the kata per se. We're going to be working with specific techniques and applications and tactics using the actions of the kata. So you don't need to know the kata. We won't be teaching it. For those of you that do, you'll see the applications come to life in many different aspects. He'll be working with applications of power, strength, and conditioning. And I'm going to be working, of course, the Kyusho applications utilizing the same actions that Master Quimby is doing. And he will start off the course. He will be working in a segment, working some ideas for you. And then I'm going to Kyushoize those ideas. So it's a perfect synthesis of both of our studies over the years. And we're excited to do it. The Sanchin course was well received. People are still talking about it. They're clamoring for more, so that's why we're doing the Seisan. We might have future plans to do the Sanseiru and also the Super Renpai of the Weiqi system as well, utilizing both the, again, the conditioning, the strength, the power, the speed of Weiqi, and also the accuracy and the devastating actions of the Kyusho. So please take a look at this film. We'll give you some details near the end on the logistics of it all, and we hope to see you there. So yeah, I'm excited. Had fun with you the other day working with the Seisan and the breakdowns and stuff like that. Some good insights you had, and it helped me a lot. You gave me one really great insight, and it's, you know, sometimes when we practice, we think of what we're doing, and we think that everybody can do that. And I've been out of teaching in a school system where I've got little kids and a lot more females than in the seminar circuit where it's a heck of a lot of guys. A few places have a lot of girls, but not too many. So I'm thinking of, you know, the grabbing, the tearing of the tiger. And it's actually what I'm into, but it's not for everybody. Mm. You got a smaller frame person with not too much strength in their hands or weaker hands. You have to adapt the art. I guess that's why they have the crane arts too, from like Wing Chun and the white crane and all that. Mm. So thank you.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Yeah, it was illuminating for me as well on many levels because, as you said, Seisan creates or offers so many straightforward tactical opportunities to effectively defend yourself and then counter. But you shared a lot of counters that seemed equally as appealing to me, although they weren't the first ones that I would typically think of. So Seisan has a lot of blunt trauma opportunities that are hard to pass by, but sometimes that might be going a little too far. And if you don't need to go that far, you know, Confucius said, don't use a cannon to shoot a mosquito. Maybe sometimes you don't need that cannon per se. And like you said, not everyone's going to either have the strength in the hands or perhaps be as aggressive to continue their strikes for blunt trauma, or even the mental attitude to do certain types of attacks, you know, whether it's attacking a bone or dislocating a joint. Those take a certain level of mental strength. You know, it's easy to talk about that stuff. It's another thing to actually do it. So it was very interesting. And frankly, A lot of your techniques seem to be moves or techniques between moves that aren't typically recognized as signature techniques in the kata per se. So that was interesting.
Yeah, yeah, they talk about yin and yang all the time in Asian cultures, and in the martial arts, it's a bedrock of the martial arts, the yin and the yang. But for the most part, as guys especially, we only look at the yang. We think of the hit, the elbow, the headbutt, the knee, the kick, whatever it is, and we miss the hands withdrawing or the body moving just subtly or the elbow turning just the right way as possibilities. So it's good to look at everything, I guess.
I think so. Just because I have a preference on certain moves doesn't mean I shouldn't expose, my students to all these other options, because we're all so different. And even though my personality drives so much of what I teach, it's important that I share things that aren't even my preferences or things that I don't do well. I often preface a technique with, hey guys, we're going to work on this, but it's not something I personally do well.
Sure.
I'll let that stop me.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the old masters, they used to get together and practice together all the time.
Yeah.
And for some reason, we got so separatist in this modern day that you've got one style won't even associate with another style. I think it's getting better with the seminar circuit. Once the seminar circuit started really popping for people, I think things changed because now everybody's into mixed martial arts. So it's a good thing. It's like a full circle came around.
I agree. Even within my own style, many of the elders talk about, guys, we're brothers and sisters in Wei Chi Wu first, and then we're part of our political organization second. And hopefully people can see that on a more global scale. We're brothers and sisters in martial arts first. And for most of us, we have 2 arms, 2 legs, some hands, some feet, a head. There's only so many options, so we're not that different from one another.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm excited again for the Seisan thing, the tactics of Seisan, I think we're calling it, or Seisan Tactics, and some more self-defense or self-protection methods for normal use,
Yeah.
Street use, not just the dojo.
Yes, the history of Seisan is really interesting. It's now adopted by over 30 different styles of karate. And with maybe the exception of Sanseiryu, I don't know of another kata that has more straightforward, simple, practical opportunities to effectively defend yourself against common attacks. And between what I'm going to share and then what you're going to share, they're really going to get a broad overview of the different opportunities. So like an artist, some like to use brushes, some like to use knives, some like to use fingers. The great artist will say whatever gets the job done. It doesn't matter what my tool is. So I'm excited for folks. Everyone's going to get something special and unique, and they're going to get to, think more about what's really best for me. I'm always talking about students making karate their own, and they have to develop preferences and opinions and really put things to the test. Develop strong preferences so you have go-to moves. Just because your teacher likes that doesn't mean it's best for you.
Sure.
We all have a different makeup and a set of strengths and weaknesses. So that's so important to understand and really put that under examination in a microscope.
Right. And it's good too because like with Sanchin, we really didn't teach the kata per se. We would teach in the pieces of the kata and their applications. And I think that's great because not everybody there was involved in the Sanchin, especially your version. Mm. And likewise with the Seisan, it's nothing that someone has to know the Wei Chi Seisan to take the course. It's just an open idea, and they're going to see a bunch of different moves that come from their styles anyway.
It'll be hard not to relate to things. It's almost as straightforward as, hey, if you're a human, you're probably going to want to move this way because it makes sense for you. There's a reason why it's so respected and it's been passed on for so many years and adopted by so many styles. Granted, some of them are different, but I lift my arm higher, I keep my arm lower, I reach out further, or I reach lower. They're just stylistic nuances.
Right, right. And I think we have the teaching pattern down okay because we switch off. So people get your ideas, then they get my ideas. We have a little break in between. So first of all, they digest it, and second of all, just chill out and talk to people and say, "Hey, that worked for you? How'd that feel, or whatever." So it's a nice format.
It's good for students to get out of their comfort zone. I always encourage my students to attend events and, meet other teachers, talk to other martial artists, challenging yourself outside your comfort zone, leaving your dojo, getting your teacher's blessing, and trying to process and hear things that you're not accustomed to hearing all the time. It's really healthy, and the benefits far exceed the cost, both in terms of effort, the financial cost, convenience. These are really great opportunities, and the earlier one starts, the more beneficial their journey on the path.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I've been sort of a Ronin most of my career. I took many different styles of martial arts because I was always kind of hungry for it. But once I started going on the seminar circuit, it started like 1999. I started traveling around and doing seminars and meeting different martial artists from all different styles. And I can say unequivocally that it helped me in my martial abilities considerably. Talking to a Kali guy, a Tai Chi guy, a grappler, a kicker, a Muay Thai guy, and working with all the people on the same mat. It was just like really cool, and it helped my martial art exponentially. So yeah, we've always had our people going around. We did seminar tours too with my students, so it was great.
So we're looking at May 5th, is that correct?
May 5th, Cinco de Mayo.
Cinco de Mayo. Apparently that's a bigger holiday in America than it is in Mexico.
Oh, okay. It's just a good excuse for pounding down a beer, I guess.
If you need one, right?
Yeah, super. So yeah, it'll be at your school now?
Yes, sir. So we're going to hold it at my school. We have a mat. We have the floor's about 1,700 square feet, so we'll have plenty of room. During the break, folks can shoot out, grab a quick something to eat, or bring a lunch with them. The focus is on the training and the exchange. We got great feedback the first time around. A lot of people followed up and purchased the video, which is great. And even better because it's very meaty, I think. So we'll be sharing a lot of information.
Yeah, it's going to be great, and your school is perfect for it. The hotel was nice because we limited the number of students, but even at that limited number, the room was kind of crowded at times. So so I think the dojo setting, especially with the mats. Because if we keep going on this venue, then someday some people are going to go down to the floor. Yeah. Okay, it's just a way of martial arts. And to have the extra precaution, if they're not used to falling on a harder floor, is great, And a lot of people used to think it wasn't neutral ground to go to someone's dojo, which was absolutely ludicrous. It's like, what are you going to do, get like locked up in the guy's dojo and be their student? It was like crazy ideas. So the hotels were really good at the time. But I much prefer being in someone's dojo. So thanks for the offer.
Oh, absolutely. And I love visitors, and anyone who comes there with the right attitude and an open mind and an interest in exchanging. I'm sure I'll learn as much as I share that day. As I'm sure you would too. You're very open-minded, but it's great to have that spirit infused in the dojo, which it's a special place, and things like this make it even more special.
Oh yeah. Well, a dojo is a place of enlightenment, and you can't be enlightened if you're locked in a tiny room. So yeah, this is going to be great. And you got a beautiful one too. Beautiful dojo.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. So, what times do we want to run this course from and to?
I think the times that we offered during the first seminar were really good. I think the blocks were digestible without being too lengthy, and and causing people to be, I'm drinking my coffee here. The cups get full quickly with these. So I like these short 45, 50-minute blocks. Last time did we end up doing 5 blocks?
I think it was 6. We were both on 3.
4 or 5 blocks. Excuse me, 4 or 6 blocks, depending on everyone's staying power and able to stay fresh. It was a ton of information. Most of the seminars I look at don't seem to go so long, but if people are coming to learn, I'm all for it.
Right. Well, I think we're going to be showing people things that they haven't seen before, or a personal take that they haven't really thought of before. And once you get out of your comfort zone, it's tough to keep all that in your head. So yeah, the smaller blocks of time are great. And that's why when you go through school, you only got 45 minutes for a class, and then you switch to another class because you can't retain it all. And what's nice is we have a format that people aren't seeing the same thing they see in class anyway. You go to so many seminars, and they have you doing the same front punch and a horse stance. And it's, you don't go to a seminar to do the same things you do back in just your regular training and dojo. You want some new concepts, some new ideas. So, yeah, I think it's a better plan. So we're going to start at like 10 o'clock, was it? Yeah. Okay, so the dojo will be open from 9:30 or so people can come in, change.
Absolutely, yeah. Folks can show up as early as 9 if they want. They can register, check in, let us know they're there, get comfortable, stretch out on the mat, meet some of the folks, and then we can start promptly at 10. And,
right.
Maybe have a third or half of the sessions before lunch, a break, and then finish up with the second half.
Yeah, that'll be great. What was I going to ask? Just blew right out of my head. I have a couple of things in my brain, so it's like that one just went right away. So anyway, it'll be great to work with the people again, and hopefully get some other people. I am going to do an online registration, because one of the tough parts about doing the registration at the door is it gets really tight, confusing, and it's just crazy. So we're going to do it online. And it'll be on the website. I'm doing a web page that I will include the link in this video when we put it on YouTube, and that way people can go and check out the logistics of it. And I'll get the map for your school too, and I'll put it on and things like that.
Super. Yeah, I think with the lifestyle of most folks today, they're so busy that either they're going to do it or they're not. I'm all for making a commitment, saying that you're committed to your learning, and marking off some you time, some me time to get in and invest in your training.
Yeah, sure. And I don't know if we're going to film again this time. I've tried to contact the photographer. I'm looking around for other photographers too to video it, but we can't promise there'll be a video. So if you want this to take this course, please come on down. It's better to learn with your hands anyway than just sit in front of a TV. Yeah, there's something intrinsically wrong about trying to train martial arts from a TV screen. Laying on a couch, Yeah, that's something.
Yeah, so. It's always the people, it's always the people. There's no shortage of talented martial artists out there, but I'd rather associate, and I choose to associate with the good people, because life's too short to associate with the other ones.
Right.
So
yeah, well, we had a great crowd the last time, and even though they weren't all Weichi people, everybody seemed to blend really nicely.
They did, and from what I hear, there's ongoing training taking place too. A lot of these folks now are staying in contact. I know I've been invited into a few groups to learn more about Kyusho and other aspects of training, and others have taken it upon themselves to reach out or travel. One of my students I know did that, so that's super. That's what it's all about. If you can take that extra step, good for you. Not everyone does or will or can, but getting to the seminar would be a huge step forward. And I love sharing. If a student comes to my school, I want to share everything I have with you. There's no grace period that a certain a student needs to serve before I share with them, my best insights that I've gathered over the years. And a student's going to get exposed to that right away. So if you want to learn, if you appreciate what we're trying to create, is just such an easy opportunity to get involved and reap the benefits. You don't need to travel to Okinawa. You don't need to go to Taiwan. Many of us have, so you can reap those benefits, and I'm happy to share them.
Yeah. So I'm going to send out an email to a lot more areas to see. We had people from Maine, from Arkansas, from many different states. So it'd be kind of good to start trying to get it a little broader reach. Maybe Canadians would come down and start really expanding it, because I think it's a concept that could really keep going. Yeah.
It was flattering to see some of the distances that folks travel to be part of what we created and to share. It's flattering, and I feel honored. And when people do that, I want to really do everything I can to give them what they came for.
Sure. All right. Any other thoughts moving forward with this?
I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. It'll be interesting to see, what makes the cut, because there's so much. Seisan could almost be a style unto itself. There's so much practical value there. It really personifies so much of what works in the martial arts, and there's really no fluff in it. So it's great. So if you're one who enjoys the Budo, or the self-defense aspect of your martial arts training, Seisan is a wonderful time, or a wonderful place to spend your time, because everything has such high value. And from a self-defense standpoint, that's not always the case with kata that one is practicing. The value or the practical nature of the moves varies greatly. As you know, Seisan's filled with a ton of great stuff.
Yeah. Well, when we were working together on it and seeing what we were going to put together for this program and whatnot, it just appeared to keep snowballing. You go off on one idea, and then all of a sudden you branch off into another, and it spurs on this one and that one, and we were working it for 2 hours. So there's no end to what you can come up with. So amazing. All right, sir. Well, I'm going to put this on YouTube so people can see what's going on and hear about it. And I'll put the links below to the webpage with the maps and all the registration information, what they have to bring or where or whatever. It'll all be on the website. So
super,
kind of good. Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Nice talking to you again.
Likewise.
We'll see you in May.
Enjoy the rest of winter.
Yeah. Take care.
Bye-bye.